You know, the process is fair, and it's actually very generous to the lawyers. In most systems, the judge does all the interrogating of the potential jurors before the lawyers can decide whether to include or exclude them. But in New York, the lawyers actually do the interrogating. So this gives both the prosecutors and defense lawyers an opportunity, more or less, to get inside the potential juror's head and determine if, when they say they can be fair, they truly mean it. You don't want somebody that never heard of Donald Trump. You don't want somebody that doesn't have an opinion on him. You don't want somebody that has no opinion on the government. You want somebody that can give both the government and Donald Trump a fair and objective trial. I have to tell you, John and Emma, I'm a little surprised, happily so, that they've seated 7 jurors already. I thought this would take several weeks, but the judge and the lawyers are doing a pretty good job. We're 1/3 of the way there. We have to get to 18. That's 12 jurors and 6 alternates. I think they'll have that by Friday, and then the fireworks will start. John, you might be down there on Monday morning.
I have an idea. Yeah, my agenda will probably be that trial on Monday. But you go back to that point about they're looking at social media now in order to whittle down this jury. Talk to me a little bit about some of these people that got past the first 42 questions, got into the box. Then there were a few things on their social media. It might have been a meme, might have been a retweet, something along that line, and they get dismissed.
Well, you know, the original 42 questions can only weed out so many people. One question is simply, can you fairly and objectively evaluate the facts in this case? If the person says no, then they're gone. They don't even have to answer the remainder of the questions. But sometimes people will say they can be fair and objective, and then it turns out that they said on Telegram or they posted on Instagram or on their Facebook group negative comments about the prosecutor, about the judge, about the former president. So both the prosecutors and the former president have hired experts in jury selection. These are people that do very, very sophisticated research. Yeah. So when Todd Blanche, who's the former president's chief lawyer, gets up there to interrogate a potential juror, he has a dossier in front of him about that juror. He's not just blindly asking questions. He knows where he wants to go. He either wants to satisfy himself that this juror can be fair, or he wants to reveal to the judge that the juror is not fair and is hiding it and wants the judge to excuse.
Sure.
He doesn't want to have to excuse himself. He gets a bunch of freebies. That is, he can kick people off for any reason or no reason, as long as it's not racial. But he doesn't want to use those freebies. He wants the judge to do the excusing.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be so obvious. And so let's just go through some of the jurors that we know a bit about. And of course, this is more surface level here. We've got the jury foreman here, the leader of the jury, male, works in sales, originally from Ireland, obviously lives in New York City like everyone else, gets his news from the Daily Mail, New York Times, Fox News, MSNBC. He likes to do anything outdoorsy. So I guess hobbies were also asked of these jurors. Another juror here, female oncology nurse at Memorial Sloan Kettering. She listens to the New York Times, reads the articles there, some podcasts, CNN, Google, Facebook for news. She didn't know I was walking into this. That's what she says. Then there's another juror we know about, a corporate lawyer, originally from Oregon, also moved to New York, reads the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Google, says, I'm actually not super familiar with the other charge. I don't really follow the news that closely. A little embarrassing to say. We've got a few more, but let's just stop there. Judge, talk to us about what you're hearing from these facts.
I'm kind of surprised that the judge and both lawyers agreed to leave a lawyer on a jury. Most judges and most trial lawyers don't want another lawyer on the jury because that lawyer might be second guessing and using his or her knowledge of the law in the jury room. However, this lawyer, A, is a corporate lawyer, meaning has nothing to do with litigation, and B, the interrogation of this person showed a human being who was very, very fair and very open-minded, and I think that impressed all 3 people, Todd Blanche, the president's lawyer, the chief prosecutor, and the judge as well.